Leaking top insider stock trades every day until they stop us. October 29th. We'll quickly start with Kinder Morgan, where an executive chairman bought $26 million of the stock. This is a very big purchase. In fact, it's his third largest purchase ever out of 76. However, he has a terrible track record on previous purchases, so it's just not that interesting. Next up, we've got an interesting insider purchase at Norfolk Southern, where a director just bought $732,000 of the stock. This increased his holdings by almost 60% and was the second largest purchase ever out of 8. He also has some pretty decent returns, averaging 12% one-year returns with over a 70% win rate. This is a rail company, and it's an interesting one because you'll remember a couple of weeks ago we found the new CEO coming in at CSX Corp and buying over $2 million of the stock. And if you'll remember, the old CEO was fired because Union Pacific was looking for merger opportunities, and the old CEO at CSX Corp did not pursue those opportunities, and then Union Pacific went off and acquired a different company for about a 25% increase over the current stock price. Well, that other company is this one, Norfolk Southern. So obviously the stock has already popped quite a bit because of this merger agreement. However, there's still about a 10% difference between the current price and the price that the merger is at. Now, this spread is because not everybody thinks this merger will go through. There's a shareholder vote coming up on November 14th, and then obviously just the government could decide to block the merger. However, I find it pretty unlikely that a Trump administration is going to block the merger, and typically shareholders allow these mergers to go through, especially when it's at a nice, 25% premium. However, the merger is not expected to go through until early 2027, so with only about a 10% spread in that deal, it's not big enough for me to want to make an investment. And lastly, we've got the exec chairman at Eastern Bancorp buying $860,000 of the stock. This increased his holdings by 14% and is only his third ever purchase, with his second purchase just coming 2 months ago. However, his first purchase was back in 2020 and the stock went up almost 80% in the next year. The board also recently authorized a buyback program to buy back 5% of the shares outstanding over the next 12 months. They've also recently agreed to a merger with Harbor One that is going to close on November 1st. So management obviously seems pretty bullish on the stock price here, with the exec chairman buying the stock, and obviously he has good historic returns, and then this share buyback program. For me personally, I'm just not a big bank investor. I don't know that industry very well, and I tend to stay away, so it's not quite right for me, but I wouldn't blame anybody for wanting to copy this executive chairman and buying the stock. Find all the top insider trades at CEOWatcher.com.